My name is HLYNUR Pálmason and I'm an artist. I'm from Iceland and I work with in the mediums of sculpture, painting, video, audio, all of it kind of. I've been making films for the last couple of years, and parallel with that process I've been also making paintings and sculpture. I've screened Godland a couple of years ago, and they had an exhibition here that I went and saw, and I became immediately in love with the space. You know, it's a very and the building also. So yeah, I just got to know people and was invited to collaborate with them. I've never really exhibited both my kind of paintings with my audio-visual work or my photographs. So I kind of wanted to, and I felt like the space in ꟷTabakalerak also invited for that, to sort of show both, because it's quite big, and you can sometimes, if you have too many video installations, they tend to kind of feed or kind of eat into each other because of the sound especially. But because of this space, we could really have them far away from each other, and in between have photographs or paintings or sculptures. That's kind of a parallel process, you know, with the videos. So we felt that was something we wanted to explore. When you're making a film, you have a lot of you have this space, this big space with a very large canvas, and then this black room with sound all around you. So you can, and you have time. You're working with time. You're working with like maybe 2 hours of time, and where you can create an experience. So this is a bit different. I don't think you can fathom it all, you know, when you see the exhibition. But I kind of wanted the exhibition to be kind of like moving onwards. So you can see part of it, but you can't fathom all of it. So some of the videos are quite long. For example, video installation one winter is, I think, around 37 minutes, and you don't have to see all of it, but you can sort of walk in and out. And I think, to create an experience that is both, you know, physical and mental, and you know, also just open for interpretation. You don't have to settle on something specific. You don't have to understand everything, or I think the whole of it is kind of connected. I think Lament is talking to One Winter and vice versa, and it's also an interesting thing for me to see it together. You know, some of the earliest works here are from 2009, so it's kind of, I've never seen them together, so it's quite interesting for me also. The strange thing with an exhibition format is that you have to kind of listen to the space. With cinema, you create something within a mixed cinema. You create it for the cinema space, and this cinema space is something that goes on in the world. You know, if you mix a film and color grade a film for cinema, you know, people in other countries will see it and experience it in a very similar way. But with an exhibition, it's just different. It's like your work become different in each space, and they work in a different way. So you have to be kind of very open for what they want or what the space wants. I think time is the medium of cinema, but many of my works are also made with time. For example, the One Winter series is only possible to make because of the cold months in Iceland. Because I make these kind of iron cuts, metal cuts that I lay upon on cotton material, and this is only possible during the winter. Otherwise, the material would rot. And I think even here in San Sebastian, it would probably be too warm during winter and too moist. So I don't think you could make them here actually. And I find that quite interesting also, that you kind of listen to where you are and like what are the possibilities, like what can I make, and so it's very much an exploration, I think. There are many works here that I've not exhibited anywhere, you know, and I made them many years ago. So I never, when I'm doing my paintings or my work, I don't preconceive them for any space or any end goal or anything. They're just like they're like explorations, you know. When I moved to Denmark, where I studied, and we lived for probably 12 years, I did feel the sort of pull or like a want or need to go back to my roots. So I don't know, I mean, I'm from a small town on the southeast coast of Iceland, so I do enjoy spending time in nature. There's a kind of a vastness that I enjoy, a space that I enjoy working in, and that's definitely the outdoors. I don't see it as any like romantic, pure thing. It's, you know, I'm also interested in interior spaces, you know, whether if it's a building or if it's ꟷTabakalerak or so. But it's just, I think it's just where I come from. I think it's what's shaped me in many ways, and something that I find familiar and connect to. Whether if it's in filmmaking or if it's in a big kind of exhibition like this, you need a lot of hands and a lot of minds to kind of lift everything to an interesting place, you know. I had no idea how they would speak to each other, or how it would be to walk through the spaces and walk from a certain room to the next, or go from one video installation through a room of paintings into another one. You can never really kind of preconceive that. Well, one of my favorite like filmmakers, Robert Bresson, actually said that you can only do one thing. Otherwise you'll become a mediocre artist. So it was really hard to hear that when I read that. I think you know, being inspired is one thing, but also just figuring out how you work yourself. Like, how are you stimulated? Like, what is your process? And I think everybody has a different process, you know, from another. And it should be like that, you know. You don't want to try to copy anyone, or you want to try to like find your own voice and be honest. I think first and foremost, looking at the films I'm doing now, that I don't think I would be able to make them if not for my process, you know, which is you know, my research and my development, my photographs and my paintings. I think all of these things talk together, and I actually really enjoy that. You know, I think sometimes when work are being made parallel, they also begin to talk to each other and sometimes eat into each other and inspire each other. And I think this has been a very kind of enjoyable part of it, you know. The film I just finished, The Love That Remains, you know, the opening scene of that film was shot in 2017, you know. And you know, these photographs of the horses, like, is research for a feature film called Godland. So they are all like, they're all sort of in dialogue. And I think, yeah, and I've just accepted that, you know, you know, I feel like there are a lot of paintings and series that I haven't made yet, you know, and I think actually the thing that has surprised me the most, actually, by coming here and spending time here, is actually it has sort of increased or inspired, like, to make more work. And I think that's always, you know, the greatest thing. I think if it inspires, you know, coming here and seeing the work has kind of yeah, stimulated me in a way of getting new ideas and working with old ideas and moving them forward, and I think that's, you know, a great gift for me, you know, as an artist, is just being inspired by coming, you know.